Hello, this is Copy Who, and I am your host, Paul, the producer. Really, I consider myself the one and only. Even if there are other producers named Paul, I am the Paul, the producer. The one and only. The last in line. The first in line? What sounds cooler there? I don't know. Greetings, everyone. I'm down to doing these about twice a week. I think I have a little more enthusiasm and energy doing that. I'm excited. More excited doing this fewer times than doing it a lot of times. It's a little less burdensome. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going with this. And good things are afoot. And I like this ritual of when I start out, I grab this glass and I pour some water in it. And I had a pretty good lunch today. I made some basically like what are macaroni and cheese, but they were the shell noodle and it had cheddar cheese powder in it. And in addition to that, I put in a can of tuna that I bust up all into small little pieces. And I put some fajita seasoning on top of it. And today I tried something new. I toasted bread and I put that in between bread. But it wasn't as good as I thought it would be, so I probably won't do that again. Just trying new stuff, So, what's going on? New things, strange world. I have some anxiety, and you know what? I will just say, on a positive note, I've been sleeping better. I've been getting mostly good nights of sleep lately because I have not been interacting with some parasites who make my life a living hell. And that's okay. I don't mind. I sleep better. I've been taking the electrolytes on a daily basis before I work out, and it seems like maybe I'm better hydrated because of that. And getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night is super for me. I bring up the sleep all the time because it's foundational for life. And if you're watching and you think, you value anything I say, take my word for it. Sleep is foundational to life. Everything positive with your health descends from, first and foremost, getting good sleep. If you don't have good sleep, you can't do anything else to maintain your health because the foundation is crumbling. That's my opinion anyway. You can't exercise properly. You can't read. You can't be in a proper healthy state if you're not sleeping the way you should be sleeping. So just take my word for it, alrighty then? Yes, I know, you will. Because I say so. And when I say so, you agree so. Yeah. What's going on with me in my life? I've been doing a little more of my regular work life, which I don't want to talk about much, but that's essential to be able to do this right here. I was just starting up the preparation for this, and I sat here looking at this wall behind me where this background is right here, and I thought, how can I make that more dynamic? And I kind of thought of an idea of how I might endeavor to try to make it more dynamic. I came up with a certain idea, and it would require me experimenting with graphics and some of these other animated elements. And I was just like, that might work. I have like 2 separate ideas that could possibly be very cool. And so I might actually give that a shot at some point. And I have something else that is exciting for me. But first, let me say, hello, hello, Ronnie. You're not talking yet? I keep saying I'm going to get to making a voice for you, but eventually you're going to start talking, and it's going to be like, right now it's Good Friday, okay? Ronnie's dead. And on Sunday, Ronnie will rise, and he will talk. I guarantee eventually he will talk, and he will sound like Ronnie, and he will talk to me, and we'll all be very happy that Ronnie James Dio has joined the show. And of course, there's Copy and Jules. You 3 are essential to me, even though I don't talk about you very much. Sometimes I just bounce off of you. I feel like I have someone looking at me with Copy sitting there. Those eyes gaze up upon me, and I feel emboldened. I feel more confident, and I thank you for it. You're welcome. I was like, thank you. And they're like, thank you. And I'm like, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Little more character over there. One of the things over here, let's just come over here to this really quick. I'm struggling with this mat here. I know I keep mentioning it. I have to take it out of here and I have to roll it up the opposite way that it came because these edges will not stay down. And I have them taped right now. So I have books weighting them down there. I don't like those books there. I want this to be a cleaner, more open look right here. And I still might hopefully get a custom mat made that'll cover eventually the exact size of this table. That's my goal anyway. I think somehow that will be possible. The color I'm okay with, but I want it to cover the entire table all the way up to there, and I want to get rid of that gray table over there. And another thing that's happening that has me very excited, I finally bought. It's ordered and it's going to be shipped any moment. They said they only had one left, so I hope they're not BSing me. And then they go, oh, we don't really have one, because I'll be like, fuck, I should have gotten that sooner. But I got the riser. I've ordered the riser, the mechanical riser for the TV right here, right? So I am going to go, maybe possibly today, and I'm going to buy this same model television, only 65 inches. So it'll be bigger. It'll come out to like here, and it'll be a little taller here. And what I'm going to do is probably mount this television on the wall behind over here and cover up some of those open spaces, cover up this open space between here and here, and maybe have this same animated background back there. I'm excited about that. So between doing those things and maybe trying to make this part back here still some of what it is, but more dynamic, this thing I have in mind, I'm a little excited because I have more upgrades coming. And if you know me, you know that it's very important to me that the production pops, that it sounds good, that it looks good. It's very important to me. You know this is true if you've been paying enough attention to me. I'm still copying the namesake of copy. Yes, it's true. You are just a metaphorical bird, but I'm really actually still copying someone. And I'm not happy because I still look at him and I feel envy for a myriad of reasons. The real copy, not the copy sitting. Oh, well, wait a minute. Now I'm confused. Copy, are you the real copy? Or are you the copy, metaphorical copy of someone else? Because you're much nicer than who you represent. But anyway, for people who just think I'm like loony, a little bit loony, it's true. I look at what he's doing. He's doing a wonderful job. And that stupid bastard was born with amazing looks, with a thick-ass head of hair, and he's a silver fox now. I remember when I was younger than he is now, he used to call me like an old man, and that used to be his bit when he was a immature young man. But now he's almost 40, and, well, I'm so vague. People are like, who the F are you talking about? I think people who know who I'm talking about. And if you watch enough of these shows, you'll be like, oh my God, he is referring to so-and-so. And they'll run to so-and-so. And so-and-so will feel like, oh my God, I want to dump on Paul for doing this and being so obvious about it. But if I dump on him, I will drive people to what he's doing and he'll actually help me build a following by doing so. And in the past, when he went after me, he did help me. I found a new friend who was actually a web developer who helped me for years and years. And it was because I got dumped on by the guy who is copy in real life. Okay? And of course, that's Jules over there. She's sweet, man. Oops, no. My God, Jules, you can sing or something, right? Anyway. Moving on. Shall I move into this show? Shall we begin? I think we should. It's just the mood I'm in today. You know, last time I know that I was a little over the top with some of what I was talking about, especially that weed church in Denver. And that was legit. The way I feel about it, he kind of irritates me, that black-eyed guy. I should know his name, and I don't. But the International Church of Cannabis, that whole concept rubs me the wrong way. Because he's making a mockery of religion. But anyway, at the end of it, there was this loud growl that I did, and that was legit and spontaneous, and it just so I'm letting my steam go on here, and so people can go ahead and be like, he's crazy, man, but this is my outlet, this is my therapy. People who know me know that I'm enjoying myself here, and I'm continuing to do this because I enjoy it, and I eventually do think it'll grow, and I'm not even like feeling a pressure to grow it, because I know with that comes other sorts of stresses. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, I have to make money. I have to be, I have a plan to build this out here. And it's like, and so what I'm doing is I'm getting certain things in order first, like the TV I just told you about, getting it on a riser and getting another background back there. But I have another desk like this one that I bought that I'm going to put over there in front of me with another microphone and another camera. Another couple cameras, but in order to do that, I have to upgrade this computer I'm working on, and I made a mistake when I bought this computer because I didn't realize exactly how I was going to be doing this at the time. I was just like exploring because it was novel to me using a software program like this to record videos and mixing videos. It was foreign to me because I've only done mixing of audio during podcast recordings before, and so now it's combining video and visual, and it's been a long road. It's been over a year since I bought this equipment, and it just was in like a little over 3.5 months ago when I was like, oh my God, I started watching a certain guy who originally hails from Chicago, and he's not in Chicago anymore, and that's pretty fucking obvious for people who know I'm talking about him. And so it's this TV next to me right here. This TV is key to me, but it's not big enough to me. And I'm not satisfied because I keep watching the original guy and I'm like, my TV's not big enough. And so it's like I keep trying to compensate for something I feel like I don't have. And I want it to be more mind-blowing, and I want people to turn it on and be like, what the fuck? So like when this TV, when the mode of the show is every time I go to this shot right here, this TV's going to be down there on the first cut to it, and the music's going to start, and the TV's going to be like dun 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 dun. And yes, I'm copying the shit out of Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien, and copy from Butt Bar Radio. It's not Butt Bar. Jerk Off does a wonderful job, to be honest with you, and he deserves to be called a jerk off. He's a super talented fucking jerk off. The way he goes after people. Like, have fun. I mean, like, seriously, you pick on some people with barely any listenership. You probably drive listeners to them. So pick on me. I'm not worried about what you're going to do or your listeners, because I'm more worried about the New World Order fucking us all for the same reasons, bro. Seriously. Honest to the big number 1G daddy in the sky. All right, that's a copy too. He does not have one of these bells, but he does have this. I like that exclamation there. That's clever. And I brought it on for my own shit. What are you going to do about it? You going to do something worse than the New World Order has planned for us? Because both of us won't be able to power our studios. We might not even have water to drink when they're all done with us. Okay. Oh, yeah. Another thing. I'm going to try to say okay less at the end of statements that I make, because I'm sounding like that dingbat girl on whatever, who was like saying like between like every single like word, because like she doesn't have like a super like developed ability to like speak, and it's a sign of like insecurity when she like says that. So I don't know what I'm doing when I fill in and I say okay at the end of a statement. It's not becoming to me. So when I review these back, I'm like, I don't like that. I'm not going to do that anymore. Yes, I got a shtick going. Sometimes I'm serious. Sometimes I bounce off the walls, and all of a sudden I get going for just a few minutes. It's been 14 minutes. Holy crap. I have been talking for 14 minutes. How is that even possible? I get going, and all of a sudden I'm like fired up, and this is like who I want to be. And so I will be serious at times when I want to be serious to convey certain things. And at other times, I get all wound up like I'm wound up now. I'm not on drugs. I'm just well rested, and I feel very articulate. And I'm trying to improve every single solitary thing I'm doing with this all the time. Little improvements. And I know the AI is fucking me. I know it. Because I am a truth speaker. I tell the truth. I'm a truth teller. That's the expression, right? I'm a truth teller. And you better take the truth as I shove it down your throat, and you better ingest it, and you better let it like digest and seep into the pores of your body, every ounce of your being, and you better love it, and you better appreciate it. Let your enlightenment be a positive thing. Okay, the red pill, though. I said, okay, damn. I just did what I said I'm not going to do. But the red pill, full-on awareness is not a happy thing, but the truth is preferable than it is to live in a delusional reality where you're pretending something is true and it is not. Yeah, I'm on a roll. Yeah! If you don't like it, you don't have to listen. You can skedaddle. You can go on what the hell is it? TikTok? All right? And you can just enjoy that short attention span bullshit. I hate that motherfucking bullshit. You understand what I'm saying, motherfucker? Shit. All right. This is just a silly meme I pulled up. Alrighty? And gonna come over here and I'm gonna go wee. All right. So this right here was something I pulled off of what do you call it? Instagram this morning, and this bothers me a little bit. You know why? Because it says the world's largest aircraft prototype is called the Airlander 10. The helium-pumped hybrid aircraft consists of an airplane, airship, and helicopter built all in one. But you know what this looks like to me? It was my immediate thought, and upon reading some of the comments with it, it looks like a big ass with a butt plug. That was my first thought about it. It is a big ass. And so people were making jokes in the same vein. It's not only me saying that. I thought I was looking at Kim Kardashian. Bingo, exactly. Another funny one I thought I was looking at NASA's OnlyFans. Ha SMH. For those of you who don't know, who are not understanding internet lingo, SMH, for those of you who don't know, is shake my head. Like, no. Yeah, let's keep reading some of these. That's enough for the internet for today. My brothers in Christ, stay focused. Just call it a big butt L plane. What's the L stand for? Big butt L plane. The aircraft can get it. What does that mean? Homeboy. They knew what they was doing. Yeah, it looks like a big ass with a butt plug. Enough of that. Alrighty, let's go back out here. Let's get rid of that. And we will come back here. And I will come to my next item on my list. What is my next item on the list? Oh, just for a quick laugh. Yes, I don't precisely remember what this was. Oh, yeah, this is funny to me. It made me laugh, and so I thought, I'm going to share it with all of you. Wee! And now I'm in the habit of going wee, and I might get tired of that eventually. Anything can change. Anything can evolve, okay? Oh, and I just said okay again. Shame on you. Naughty Paul. No. Okay, I'm reloading this. I'm going to click on the sound.
By the moon and in the I'll be there. Or worse.
And that's funny to me. Like, what's the matter with you, dog? I love dog videos. I'm always looking at them. That's why I almost got a dog a couple weeks ago. And I was just so close, but it's like I don't have a fence in my backyard that will keep the dog in. And these tiny things can leap way over. It's only a 4-foot fence on most of my backyard. And I'm scared to death that I will fall in love with a dog, take care of a dog, and then lose the dog and be miserable about losing the dog. So I didn't get the dog. And I was also like, it was a puppy, and I was like, oh my God, it's going to shit all over the place and piss all over the place. And I have to be patient with it. And then it might be bothering me when I'm sleeping. It'll be on the furniture and I'll be like, no, you can't get up there. And then it'll be wanting to sleep with me and I'll feel bad when I'm like putting him on the side of the bed. And I was like, no, I can't do this. It was a cute, sweet dog. And I'm so sad that I didn't get him. But it was the right decision. I even had a name for him because I just, usually when I see an animal, I immediately love it. And I have this word or a name come to my head. I was even looking at other dogs in the dog, what do you call it, dog? Pet store and going, oh yeah, that one's Belle. That one's Bean. And like, it just comes to me immediately, the name of the dog. When you look at it, you're like, I know the name of the dog. What do we have on tap next? Michael Sartain. So this is another short one here. And it is not a video, but let me show it to you nonetheless. Whee! All right, here it's the similar scene with Michael Sartain, and I'm wondering, of all the women I've featured him being with on here lately, I'm thinking to myself, how many of these are repeat women, like who were in the pictures before at the same, is it different parties or whatever? But I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm jealous. This is overwhelming to me. You ladies will stress me out. It'll swell my prostate. And that's just from the stress. No other like physical reason except for the stress. And not pulverizing it or milking it or anything. I'm just saying the stress. Oh, shit. Never mind. Oh man, that's what you call an inside joke in your own brain when you just don't want to go down that path and say what the hell you're thinking. So here we have a nice giant group of women, and I'm thinking to myself, aside from how that's stressful, and I keep saying because I'm like uncomfortable right now. Oh Lordy help me! I just you know what I mean? I'm just like Michael Sartain, you and these bevies of women. And so I'm asking myself as I'm looking at this, I'm like, I want that. I want that before it's too late. I figure I got a 2 or 3 year period of looking young before I start looking old. But when women on social media see that number, when they see that number, and they go, oh, he's 49, and they move past me. How old is Michael Sartain? Anyway, so like, I want to have parties where I just hire a bunch of hot women to come, and I take pictures of them. So I have a few parties like this, and I create that perception online, and it creates that attraction that I know women have. Women are like, dude, he's surrounded by beautiful women. There must be something to him. So I want to create the image of that. And I feel like if I drop some Benjamins, I can have a get together with a bunch of women. They can bring their bodyguards, whatever, and I'm not gonna like try to have sex with them. I'm just like, this is a photo op. I'm creating propaganda so that people think to themselves, they're like, oh, dude, Paul. Oh shit. Damn. So yeah, I wasn't on the proper video there. One of the upgrades I need to make. So I that's what I want. I want to create the image that attracts other women to me by having hot, gorgeous women. And then the only will be like, I want to tame him. And I'll be like, you can't tame me, but come on, let's go. So is it fraud? I don't know if that's fraud. Is that fraud? Is that fraud? They're like, fake it till you make it. Is that faking it? Hiring a bunch of women? They wouldn't come here, would they, if I were like looking like Brendan Fraser from the Whale movie? When I watch that movie, it looks sad to me. When I watch the preview, it makes me want to cry. Huh. It's just... Okay. Oh, yes. I do want to start out the video clips with... Wait a minute. Dag nabbit. Hold on. I effed something up here. Let me just... So this video that's supposed to be here for Jedidiah Bila is not the one that it's supposed to be. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to find the video that I was looking for earlier today. This does not usually happen. I enter notes on my computer, then I go to my phone, then my computer, and sometimes things get weird. And so I'm going to history on YouTube. And as soon as I see, oh, here we go. This is it right here.
Watch this.
Yes, thank you, Jedidiah, for being so inspiring. Here we go, back to here. And that's how we know we're on the right video. You do the sound effect and we're back over here. And this is a very good little clip. And Jedidiah, as usual, has tons of wisdom and commentary over this.
Watch this. This is incredible.
Rate pictures of people out of 10. Alright, so there's this guy first.
Oh my god. Negative 1 million.
Okay, what about this girl?
She's a 10. She's pretty.
Okay, already we are to this point where I'm like, A 10. A 10. And so let's get to this where Jedidiah starts spitting the truth about what's going on here. I'm glad a wise woman like that exists and she's saying it.
10 out of 10.
What about this guy?
I'm not just kissing her butt to kiss her butt. I really appreciate her wisdom. She's rare. I mean, those parties with Michael Sartain and all those women around him, how do you get a Jedidiah? There is no getting a Jedidiah and multiplying her by 20 and having them all in bikinis all around you because she's too full of self-respect to do that. And so I just want to attract the good woman with all the hot women around me, and the good woman must think like, hey, there's something special about him. He should create the propaganda.
5.
What about this girl?
She's a 7.
What about this girl?
She's a 5.
Like,
He's a
what,
3.
what the hell are you talking about? That man is a 5. Okay. And I'm saying okay again. Bad Paul. Tell us what the hell is up here, Jedidiah. Because people will take you more seriously than they will me when I point out the obvious bullshit here.
Wait, so this guy's a 3, but this girl is a 10?
Yes, she's literally gorgeous. What do you mean? She's majestic.
But she's obese though.
Majestic. Jesus. Majestic
What, she
Holmes.
She is.
I know you're not talking looking like a whole Humpty Dumpty.
Do you think I'm fat?
Yes, you fucking look like it.
Oh, baby. Where's that
Actually,
fat?
look, put them
Where's that
away.
fat at? I'm not body shaming. Isn't it a fact that she's obese?
She's not obese. She's gorgeous. What do you mean? She's literally more gorgeous than you.
Just literally
That is-
deny the truth about the words you're using. Words don't mean what they're supposed to mean. Words, even though words are supposed to mean something, it's essential that they do. Words, forget words. We redefine them. And so when a woman's ugly, we say she's a 10 out of 10. And when a man is gorgeous, we say he's a 2 out of 10. And reality is just faring so well in society, right? Okay. Yeah, I did it again. Fuck okay.
A fact that she's obese though?
Yeah, but she's gorgeous. Okay, it doesn't matter if she's over like big. She's literally gorgeous. Why are you like pointing out the fact that she's fat? Literally, no one cares. I don't care. She's literally gorgeous.
Because isn't fat unattractive?
Pointing out. No,
No? Then why did you rate this fat guy negative 10?
because oh my god, just shut the f up, you little white.
Okay,
Sharon.
so do you
So
see?
she
so
goes
what's
into
fascinating-
racism. She cut into racism there because it's like you can't confront people with the substance of what they're saying without, like, the lack of substance, I should say. You confront them and they can't deal, so they're like, just shut the fuck up. And so, like, you're not making a point at all, is what you're acknowledging, is that you speak vacuousness, emotionality, and there's no tether to reality in any meaningful way. And then you get mad when someone calls you out on it. And then you start saying, oh, you're a white boy. Something's wrong with him for being a white boy. There's some kind of underlying insecurity and resentment that society programs people with. And it's on display here. That's what happens in society. And that's what I was thinking about. Rape of the Mind, the book. Okay? I don't have it here. I should have that one sitting over there on top of Klaus Schwab. Seriously, just continue for me, Jedidiah.
So many things you see in this. The guy is just cool, calm, and collected. The women are like, there's young girls already.
Yeah.
You can see the programming starts young, and they're kind of like unhinged, cursing, defensive, whatever. You know how we talk about all the time, you can criticize
She brought
men
up the programming. Seriously, that's what it is. And I would love for people who are younger to realize this, that like everything is geared in society these days towards trying to raise you to be a certain kind of person, compliant, fearful, resentful, feeling like you're a victim, shoving you into a marginalized group instead of feeling empowered in life. It so happens with women. It so happens with all the other marginalized groups, whether we're talking about race or sexuality or gender, all of these things. That society is trying to put you guys in these divided groups. Oh my God, I said guys. And that's an example of how someone out there is like, he just called us all guys? That's so not inclusive. I'm sick of that word inclusive. That's a word that's been perverted. Completely perverted. Because it's certainly not what it means. Like, oh man. Continue for me, Jedidiah. I just, because my mind starts trailing off. When you hear me pause like that, I'm thinking, I'm going to say something. No, don't say that. I'll regret saying that and having that out there for the rest of my life. Because I do feel like hurling insults at people. I don't necessarily feel good about how much I get pissed off at people, but it's just the fact of my life.
In modern day society, but you can't criticize women. Look at it. You got these obese women, big and fat women, right? And they're getting rated, it's an 8, a 9, a 10. They're beautiful. You see these guys that they're holding up pictures of, and the guys are fit. The guys are, slim. They take care of themselves. Oh, he's a fine. I don't like.
It's so obviously not grounded in reality. It's grounded in the programming you were talking about to just shit all over men no matter what. And that's something I've experienced in my adult life, especially the last 13 to 15 to almost 20 years. I wonder why I chose those time frames in my life. Now I'm saying instead of okay. WTF. Continue for me, please, Jedidiah.
Hair. Oh, his nose. Isn't it a little bit crooked? Anytime you got a woman that's 250 pounds on a good day, and it's like, oh, who cares? How dare you say she's obese? So do you see the double standard that arises? Now, if you didn't care across the board and you were somebody that wasn't into looks and you gave a pretty, consistent answer across the board, fine. But these women now are being trained that it's okay to rip on men, but golf, you can't say anything bad about a woman, ever. If she's fat, you can't say she's fat.
Excuse me, though. I totally 100% agree with what you're saying. And if I want to rip on women or if I want to criticize them, I've decided that's what I will do. I don't have anything to lose by doing that. I'm doing a service for women out there like Jedidiah or potentially like Jedidiah to develop the right cognitive attitude to live in life healthy, objective, fair, reasonable. There's some kind of skewed delusional behavior going on with those young women who are just like, fuck you, don't confront me on the obvious delusions that I live every moment of every day. Like, no, examine yourself. Make yourself look at yourself. Take a good hard look at yourself. The unexamined life is not worth living. Thank you, Joe Socrates from ancient Greece. I'm just calling you Joe because that's what I want to do.
Whatever. You can't speak the truth. If she's a 5, you can't say she's a 5. You got to say she's a 10. Right? But if the guy is like an 8, you got to bump him down to like a 6.
Yes, that's like a pathetic handicap people have.
To be extra picky. And
I mean, like a handicap when you have a shortcoming in the game. It says everything about those people doing it and nothing truly objectively about the person they're critiquing, because it's obvious there's that disconnect there. I just look at you with resentment because they're looking at it. Here's what they're doing, okay? Those girls are like, that's a beautiful man right there. He's better looking as a man than I am as a woman, and I'm insecure about it. And so therefore, I must dump shit all over him. Truth.
Guys need their egos wrecked a little bit anyway. That is the messaging from the modern feminist movement. So I wanted you to see it on display in that moment. It's crazy to see it like that, isn't it? And they're so
Praise
young.
be Jedidiah.
Like, when does this start? Young. It starts in school. It starts in middle school. As somebody who taught in these schools, it starts in middle school. If you like the short clip and want to watch another short clip, click here. Or if you want to watch the full episode,
I might. And you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna like this for you. There you go. Thank you. No. Thank you, Jedidiah. Always, I'm trying to do her in bits and pieces because I will get insufferable if I don't. Oh, yes. Should have called me yesterday, dude. Damn it. I will have to get back to you in a little bit. I can't answer now, obviously, because I'm recording and I get stuck on the phone with you forever. It's no one who's watching this, I guarantee you. Yes, I must decline that. And I must move on because I'm busy recording a show. All right, here's Michael Knowles on whatever. And it's a good clip. That's why I pulled it aside. It's actually for whatever the show whatever. It's actually a decent little clip. And I want to come over here like so. Yeah, I'm getting in this routine that might be idiosyncratic for some people, but it feels right to me. It feels like right and what I must do to be good on here. It's what I want to do. I don't want to just sit and speak normally. I want to be silly because life is a bitch. And so I might as well just, flow and do strange improvisational shit, the things I say, the thoughts I express. Stop picking on me. Stop. I can hear you in my head picking on me. Quit it now. All right, back to this.
Go to
Michael, how long have you been married?
I've been married now 5 years, coming up on 5 years.
Oh, by the way, a quick reminder about Michael Knowles. I just played a clip from him a few days ago where he advocated for the eradication of transgenderism from society, and I thought that was way too harsh, way unChristly too. Could you imagine Christ advocating for the eradication of some group where compassion through the great reconciliation of Christ is supposed to be what brings people together? So very unchristly message from him, even though what he said preceding it I agreed with. But so that's how I learned who Michael Knowles is, because he said something horrific, and now he's the big man and he's on whatever talking to Brian the Week. I am calling him Brian the Week, and I have a comment at the very end of this clip about something he says.
Wow,
It's a shit show. I missed dating apps. Like I got back together with my
terrible.
then girlfriend now. Yeah, they seem horrible. I just missed it.
Excuse me.
And so that would
There
be
I
hard,
go again.
especially if I were a single guy and I were living in dating app culture, and I just knew there were always there's always going to be some hotter. I don't know what, like check a hotter, younger,
Tinderization.
blonder, whatever, like girl, right?
Yeah, you know what I want to say? Dude, stupid hot corners. The dating app culture fucking sucks. I hate it. I was just putting a verbal message on there earlier that it doesn't promote connections biologically in a natural way at all. It's just, I'm so sick of being like a commodity on there. And I regret going on stupid Hinge because it was a waste of money. I haven't had one interaction in like over 3 weeks. Way to go, Hinge. You're damn right I'm going to delete your app. And I'm going to tell everyone, every man in the world who's decent not to do it. Because you completely keep people apart. You're trying to like squeeze more money out of me with your stupid roses. What the fuck did I pay for if I can't even have a single interaction? And that's my shortcoming because I'm not interesting enough? Or is there something wrong with the culture online? Anyway, ranting again. Michael Knowles got me off on that stupid dating app shit. I need to just exercise the game that I know. I already know the game, and I need to speak to women in real life. Day game. I don't go out and drink in bars per se. Not alcohol bars anymore. I've been going to a kava bar and about once a week and hanging out for an hour and a half, 2 hours, drinking kava and a little bit of kratom, however you pronounce it. It's an environment. There are cute women in there, but it's like I would rather meet women in a church environment that I'm going to be honest with you. That would make me happier than anything. Because I don't want to meet the girls, most of whom are on whatever, OnlyFans chicks and stuff like that. Why does that happen? Why does it do that? I don't understand this thing. Someone explain that to me. It should not do that.
Sure.
But you're from here or you're not from here?
I'm from New York originally.
You're from New York. Okay, it's even better. And you said you've known your wife since you guys were 10?
Yes.
So, I mean, if you've known her since you were 10, you've been single between those times. You've seen multiple women. You've seen everybody out there. You had your time to explore, and you basically learned that maybe there's not better, and that's why you're with your wife.
But that's kind of like the modern lib thing is you've got to split up and do your own thing and go.
I don't believe that either.
I think it was BS. I wish there was so much cultural pressure when my wife.
So like there's so much echo in the room, Brian. Below there where you don't see the bottom of the wall, put some sound foam there to catch that sound. That echo sucks ass, dude. I'm just telling you. Take my word for it.
little Elisa when we were in high school. They said, "Oh, you got to split for college. You'd be crazy to date your girlfriend."
You know what part of that is? I bet you those mics, the other girls on mics, don't have what is it called, a gate, so that the mic is constantly picking up sound when no one's talking, and so you're picking up that reflection on the other side of the room through their mic. It's probably not just his mic; it's everyone else in the room. Do you use a noise gate in a big room like this with a bunch of people? Because you should.
Your high school girlfriend in college.
It'll clean up
And
some
by
of
the
that
end
echo.
Of college, we're like, why the hell did we break up? That was crazy. We should have gotten married at 18, pumped out like a dozen kids, gone to move to a farm, and
Put
grown
carpet
big
on the
beards.
floor.
I didn't say all that.
Sam, can you push your
Oh
mic
yeah,
on
see
that?
now she's like, oh my God, having children, slavery, and like it's a wonderful thing. God bless women who have tons of kids. Seriously, I would have as many as a woman wanted. If I met a great, fantastic woman, and she's like, let's just go for it. Have as many as humanly possible. Let's do it. Let's do it. Affirm life in the world, in the shitty world that's going down in flames right now. Amazing. Last week on Friday, I went to an event at a church, and the pastor stood on stage in front of 1,000 men and said, like, this is the best time to be alive. And I was like, wow, that is amazing to hear someone say that, because he just feels like the eminent destiny of the Bible is unfolding right now. I think he didn't say it in those words, but that's the feeling I got from him. It's amazing to have that perspective, and I hear it in an amazing way, because I'm like thinking, shit almighty, the world freaking sucks right now. I woke up the night before last at 3 a.m. on one of my bad nights of sleep this week, and all the fucking circumstances of the world were like caving in on me and crushing my head. So I got up and I watched a little Bill Maher, and then I went back to bed and I got a couple more hours of sleep, thank goodness. But that is really what happened, and I'm diverging.
Yeah.
I don't
sorry,
believe in-
Sorry to cut you off, Michael.
I was talking about how I should have been Amish, and yeah,
Yes.
ish, like
Oh.
sort of not fully all the way. But
I'm betting the food in Amish communities is delicious. I want some Amish grub, some organic Amish grub. And the government needs to leave the Amish alone, providing for themselves. That's probably the healthiest way in the world for the environment to be, but the government's out bugging the Amish people. And that's not the point of this clip. He just made a quip, and I'm like, I got to talk about the Amish now. I want to be Amish sometimes. And because I've been corrupted by this world, they would not let me into their community. I'm corrupted by the regular wicked world, and they won't let me into their community, right?
like that, yeah, I think it would have been.
Since you guys knew each other at 10, 18 isn't that insane. That's already 8 years. It's
Yeah.
almost, you guys would have known each other for basically half your lives at that point. So that's not insane. For me, I feel like it's insane when I see like 18 to probably 22-year-olds getting married when
Hold
they...
on. This chick looks miserable. Look at the look on her face. She's like, oh my God, I'm so bored. I mean, like, what is really going through her mind while she's listening to the conversation here? Let's just look at the other ones. Oh, this one also has a I'm vacant from the conversation look on her face. Like, what doesn't suit you right about this conversation? And she's got a weird smiley smirk on her face. Some of these women, like this one right here, for some reason, can't you imagine her at 65 years old? I can just see her. And let's say she doesn't gain weight. Let's say I'm being very generous that she won't gain weight. Look at her face. And imagine her at 65. I wish I had an app, or I wish I had a way to snap my fingers and just use an app to change the way she looks.
just they're getting engaged within a year of meeting somebody. And it's like, I feel very, very strongly about my boyfriend. So strongly. But I still know would not be the smartest decision to get engaged.
And on this one right here, what's with why do you have these big gloves that go all the way up your arm? That is not attractive. That makes me nervous.
6 months from now, like when
Stop
you say like the divorce rates are 50%, it's like, I'm sure there is some people who are blindsided in those relationships, but I bet a good part of those relationships that end in divorce are people who got together, who either A, already knew it wasn't going to probably work out, B, got married just because either someone was pregnant, or C, they were forced into it and they are waiting till marriage or something.
I'm
so they
getting vibes of generalizing here. You're just kind of making up a fiction in your head about everybody's well, some of it's right. I don't know.
married young. I feel like a lot of those both parties going into it kind of are already knowing this isn't going to work out.
How long have you been dating?
Not long at all. We've known each other since September. We've only been
I know I say this every time I have whatever on here, but here we are once again with these shitty ass cups. Get rid of the cups, dude. Get customized cups. I don't know. I just hate the cups because the cups look cheap. You're in this beautiful environment with beautiful women. It's all beautiful in so many ways, and you have these shitty ass cups sitting right in the middle of your fucking table. I'm a little over the top on that, but get rid of the cups. Brian the Week, please get customized cups. Do something, anything. Get rid of the cups. It's my cause.
dating since January, so it's been very, very, very brief. But I've been in two and a half year long relationships, one year long relationship, and I've never felt this way definitely about anybody before. So I know the difference now, and that's also why I've said before, like, some things I've said before have changed.
Did you have the red flag tattoos before your long-term hookups? That's what I notice on so many chicks. I'm just like, I would be way more interested in what she's saying if I didn't see this emotional damage wrought on her beautiful, pure body like that. And I'm not knocking every... So, like, if you're in a stable, long-term relationship with a man and you want to make your body your art, that's one thing. But I'm just like, when you're single and you're going out and you're like, yeah, I'm individualizing myself, I'm becoming so cool, I'm making tattoos all over my body. I don't know. The tattoos make me nervous, and I'm not trying to piss off every single girl in the world, but it's too much for me. That's one thing about Amala from PragerU. She's got major tattoos, and I'm like, oh my God, damaged goods. And it's like, even though she sounds reasonable in every other way, that makes me nervous. When you go and tat all over your body, there's something, it's like anyone trying to peacock, overcompensate for something in their beauty where they feel a shortcoming. And this is a beautiful young woman. Why would you go and get a tattoo all over your arm like that?
Like, before I thought I needed to be single to have fun and vacation or explore things, but now I know I don't need that. I would rather him be there, you know?
Last thing on the marriage thing, kind of the other reason why I'm hesitant is because my fiance wants to hyphenate our last names. So that's another issue there. Let's
Wants to hyphenate. Does that mean she's asking you, Brian, to hyphenate her name along with you? Because I say no. You be the man, Brian the Week. It sounds like you're like, oh, we're having this discussion, we're deciding, and if you cave into it, we're all going to know it. We're going to find out, and we're going to know it. We're going to know that this is a show run by weak people. Would Myron do that? That's what everyone in a Manosphere show should ask themselves. What would Myron do? What would Myron do? I don't think Myron would hyphenate a woman's name. What would he do? I'm just speculating. I would like to know, would he hyphenate his name with another woman? I don't want the woman hyphenating her name with my name. I don't want my name hyphenated with her name. My name is good. You want to have a real symbolic union, then take his name. That's it. I feel that way. I feel strongly about that way. You going to let that kill the deal? If you have to take his name and he doesn't want to hyphenate it, I'm telling you right now, Brian, I'm telling you what to do. I'm telling you what to do. Don't hyphenate that shit. This is a commitment where you're supposed to become one with one another. It's a covenant. Become one. Tell her to take your name. I'm not marrying any woman who decides to hyphenate with me. I said it. I fucking said it. That's right. I'm hanging my hat on that one. Okay, Myron from Fresh and Fit, or shall we watch? Oh, yeah, these are days old now. No big deal.
Yep.
So here's another one from the same interview, and I know that I picked it out because I'm always impressed by the quality of the comment. Whee! Over here, a brand new one. And you know what that helps me with later when I'm going through the videos? I know exactly where to cut the chapters, so I'm like seeing it skew through the imagery, and that when it goes over like that, I'm like, oh, that's where I need to cut it for the new chapter. So it's helpful. I mean, the workflow is everything. When you produce, you realize there are things you can do to make your job easier and make the whole thing execute better. And I'm always looking for that. A little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And you know how much of that I get from Copy's show? Not your show, little birdie, but the show of the man you represent here, little birdie. He's always constantly improving. That's one of the things I admire about this sociopath Mike.
In the book, the Tom Brady gamble, what's that?
So the Tom Brady gamble is basically where the guy, right, becomes the top tier dude like a Tom Brady, but you can still lose your girl like you did with Giselle. And like if you look at Tom Brady right from on paper, he's like the optimal guy, like multiple Super Bowls, Chad, you know, famous, they got the status, the looks, everything, right? He got Giselle and he still couldn't even keep her. So what I tell guys is,
did she walk away from that?
I think she initiated the divorce.
Yes. She's like, I don't have you around. I'm just like, so this is one of those things here. Classic example, like Rollo says, of a woman who checks out of the marriage for cash and prizes. She's bored. She's at home alone. And she's not respecting that that's his life. That's what made your life so interesting. So now you get cash and prizes from his hard work, breaking his back because you're like bored. Did he cheat on you? Is that part of the equation? Because if he's cheating on you, I say, you know, you can go ahead and do that and not lose as much of my respect. But let's just say she's one of these ladies who's like, I never see you. And it's like you want the lifestyle, you want the money, and you want the guy there. Meanwhile, you take for granted that the guy needs to be out there earning that money, working for it. And it's like his lifeblood. It's his passion. So I don't begrudge the guy at all for wanting to keep going. Although I'm different as a man, and I would personally, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I have $150 million. I don't want to work another year in football and possibly get hurt. I'm ready to retire. You have shit tons of money. You can do anything you want. You can build a freaking house. You can design a studio. You can do so much shit. You can travel anywhere you want and travel in the lap of luxury, first class. Be super comfortable, have a beautiful car, you know, take care of your kids, see your kids. These are all things that I would want. I'm just saying that if he was wanting to do one more season, and if that was the deal killer, she's obviously bored with him. Something else is going on there, is all I'm saying.
You know, and I think a big part of that too is that he's not red pill aware. Like if a dude is RP aware and has a status, like he'll keep his girl in check. But clearly, you know, he probably was simping on some stuff, supplicating to her, etc. Because the reason why she left him is like, oh, he works too much or he wants to continue playing and whatever. It's like, yeah, like this is how you met me. I was a winner when you met me. This is how it goes. But the thing is that he probably lost frame or whatever. Because typically when a girl leaves you like that and you're that level of guy, you did something where she lost respect for you or you lost frame. But I talk about how even as becoming a top tier guy,
what happened there? What's the story behind that is what interests me.
Still lose the girl.
But I agree with the point he's making that if you're red pill aware, you're managing that frame apparently. And it's not like I'm certainly no coach. I'm just like a student listening to these guys, and I'm not a dummy in my own right. I'm millions of times more aggressive than Brian on whatever. And so I feel like if I could just get some women around me, it'll be way more interesting than whatever, I think. Because we'll have more conflicts brewing because I'll be like calling those ladies out.
Understand that just because you become successful
be like Myron.
And you become this guy, it's not a guarantee. Because women are fleeting and emotional creatures, which means they change their moods with, you know, they always say the phrase, you know, it's not your turn. She's not yours, just your turn. I think if guys like really internalize that and accept it and understand, I'm going to become the best guy for me, and then a woman's a byproduct, they'll be able to go through life a little bit better. Because a lot of times when guys,
I'm
do
pleased
terrible
to say
things.
I very much already have that mindset. I just need to be in situations where I'll be attracting women. I need to create that propaganda situation I was talking about earlier. Get the pictures of the beautiful women around me, and then they will come. I just know from experience in the past when I have had a girlfriend, more women loved me. Yeah, I'm sure that's really attractive what I'm doing right now. I'm sure they'll just fall right into my lap.
self-deletion or whatever it may be, it typically comes from a girl because they didn't have the answers. They didn't know why she left them or the breakup. But when guys understand why things happened, they're able to accept it to a degree and then move on. But when they don't get that closure and know why, that's when the self-deletions happen, you know? Because human beings, especially men, if you think about it, there's always been this conquest for knowledge. Like every modern convenience that we have here was created by a man that was curious, that wanted to figured it out and create an invention. But when men don't figure it out, right? A lot of times it drives them mad. And sometimes the end of the madness is a noose or a knife or a gun or whatever it may be. And we're on YouTube. I don't want to go too deep, but you know what I'm saying with the self-deletions. So sometimes being able to pick up my book or The Rational Male or whatever, and we explain to them, this is how women make like this is how it really is. The Disney fairy tales are not real. Then they're like, oh, that's why she left me. They get that closure and they're able to move on with life versus ending their life.
Yes. Good knowledge, actually. Would have benefited me enormously when I was younger had I known all that stuff. So we're right at 55 minutes, 30 seconds, and I'm going to call this one. I have another video here that I will put aside here for next time. That's what I do, and I try to pack it with more stuff, and then what I don't use, I come back to next time. And I think one of my favorite things was Jedidiah today. Said a bunch of silly-ass shit during the whatever clip. Yeah, the quick laugh with that lady singing to her dog. That was funny. Michael Sartain. Yeah, I need to find a way to get the photo ops of gorgeous women around me, however that may be. Like, go to swimming pools and be like, excuse me, would you take $100 and you take $100 and you take $100? What 100? Like, I'll try 20 just to have your gorgeous asses in a photo with me where you look like you're here with me, for me. I just want to try this experiment to see if I can hook up with chicks and do that. It's what I want. It's what I want, I say. Gorgeous women in bikinis surrounding me will make more women attracted to me. They will. You know they will. All right, that's it, everybody. I'm hanging this one up. I had a pretty good run this hour, I think. I got warmed up and my mind started firing. The food, you know, if you do something cerebral about a half an hour after you eat, and if you ate the right food, your mind will be on fire. Someone told me that in college when you study. You eat about a half an hour before a test and your mind will be firing perfectly during the test. Anyway, if you like this, please like the video. If you like it, please share, please subscribe, tell your friends, engage with me. I want to interact, okay? Oh my God, I just ended it the way I've been saying I don't want to. Fuck that. Regardless of F that, I want to tell you all, peace be with you.